I think we ought to be real, really real. My God is real, for I can feel him deep in my soul. One of the people that I just love to impersonate is Jimmy Stewart. Eric's going to help me out a little bit on the keyboard, give me a little background music. You know how we preachers all like to have a little background music sometimes. I wrote this thing years ago. It's called the Sweetheart Special, and I think it sort of depicts life and how it needs to be real. I picked up a little bit out of the movie Shenandoah, picked some out of my family, my grandparents, my loved ones, and here it is, Sweetheart Special, in the voice of Jimmy Stewart. I remember when I was just a little boy. I was just a normal, average kiddo. And one day my daddy said, Jam, you need to date some girls. And I said, well, Daddy, I ain't seen none out here in the country. He said, well, you need to date some girls if you want to be normal. I said, well, just send them my way. He said, well, I'm going to send them your way. Saddle up old Blue and go down to Murphy's barn. They're having a do-si-do down there, and I want you to go. So I saddled up old Blue. Blue was 14 too. And I rode down there, and they were do-si-doing and Virginia reeling, and I don't know why. I wasn't in the mood, you know. I wasn't in the mood. Maybe I was a little shy too, but I wasn't in the mood. So I went back behind the barn and got me a chew. I got me a chew. I had it all in there situated just perfect. And looked over yonder, and I saw this gazebo. Y'all know what a gazebo is. It's sort of a souped-up chicken coop. And it had the prettiest little gal in there that I had ever seen. Fellas, you won't believe what I did, but I threw out a perfectly good chew. But I saw where it landed. I went over there to that gazebo and I said, hi, my name's Jimmy. What's your name? And she said, my name is Martha. I said, Martha. Martha, why, that's a beautiful name, Martha. Do you want to dance? She said, I'm a Baptist. I said, well, can you walk? And she said, with the best of them. So we started walking and talking, and why, the next thing I knew, she was walking down that aisle, and we got married. We did. We kept walking and talking. We'd walk out in the country, out in the pasture, in those little trails we developed over the years. One day we was walking, talking. She said, Shuggy Woogie Boogie. And I said, yeah, honey, love, baby, darling. She said, well, sweet thing, I'm PG. I said, PG? Well, we never said pregnant. We just said PG. I said, praise God. Well, we kept walking and talking. We had Henry and Nathan and Sam and Buford and Harley, Sarah, and then we had the boy. And when she had the boy, she walked on to be with the Lord. And oh, how I miss my Martha. I miss her more than some of you know. All the kids grew up and went their own way, and they're good kids, and I love them, but oh, how I miss my Martha. I love her so. One day I was so low and so blue, I got in my truck and drove over to Murphy's barn. It's about to fall over, but it brought back memories. And I went walking behind the barn, and no, that chew isn't there. And then I went over to that gazebo. It's as pretty as it ever was, just like the day I saw her. Somebody must have been keeping that little thing up. I went walking down those paths out in the pasture where we'd walk and we'd talk, and
we'd laugh. And boy, I miss her so much. Finally, I just fell down on my knees. I was so low. And the Lord spoke to me. He spoke to me. Now, it wasn't an audible voice. I ain't never heard him speak in an audible voice. The closest I ever heard him speak in an audible voice was when Martha would talk to me. She was a godly woman. But he spoke to my heart. He spoke to that. He said, don't walk ahead of me and don't walk behind me. Walk with me. Walk humbly with your Lord. But now, Jimmy, that's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. Choose joy, Jimmy, for your journey. And I got up again, and I started walking and talking, and I started laughing. I remembered things Martha did, sad little tricks she pulled on me. I laughed and cried and laughed, and I chose joy. I've said all that tonight. I've come here and all this tonight to just say this to you. Enjoy the journey. The joy is not at the end. It's not at the beginning or somewhere a mile marker along. Enjoy the whole thing. And yes, there will be a great, great day when we see him face to face. But his grace is such that he wants you to enjoy it all. But it's your choice. I pray that it's your choice every day of your life. God bless you, and thanks for letting me come.